Welcome back to Semper Mechanic. My name's Thomas. Today's video, we got a 2006 GMC Envoy 4.2 liter doing the starter replacement. So it's a little bit tough to get that top bolt. First thing we're going to do is grab our 10mm socket, take this negative cable off. Once we have that off, jump over to the positive cable. Go ahead, take that off as well, set it to the side. Now there's two ways to take this starter off, from up top or from underneath. I'm going to show you how to get to it up top. Just take this hose off on this side, and then take it off the brake booster and set it off to the side. Right under the nipple here, straight down, you'll see the starter. So you have two options. You can take it off from up top, which I do not like. I like going underneath the vehicle and do it. So that's what we're going to do here. Come down here, we take the wheel cover off. We got our new jack we got here. The link's in the description if you like it and want to check it out. Anyway, we're taking the lug nuts off here. Set the tire off to the side. Remove this little piece right here, and you'll see the starter sitting back there. It's right there. You can tell it's completely rusted as well. We're going to go ahead and undo this sensor and pull it back. Take a screwdriver and pull up on this. This is going to give us a little bit more range of movement so we can get in there and get this taken out. Now we're going to take the power cable off the starter. It's a 13mm. Go ahead and loosen it up. You can see we got it loosened right there. And just take the nut all the way off. Then all you need to do is slide the power cable right off that little stud. Go ahead and grab you an 8mm socket and take the ground nut off. Once you have that nut off, you just slide the ground right off that little stud, just like that. Two bolts holding the starter in. Right there on the right's a 15mm bolt, and this is actually a 15mm nut. So first we're taking off the bolt, just loosening it up. And after that bottom one's loose, now we're going to go to the top stud. But with this one, we're going to use a 6-inch extension with a 15mm short socket. You can see it's right beside the nut. Here we are, we placed it on it, and we went ahead and broke it loose. Go ahead and remove it. You can see it's coming off. And right there's what it looks like when it's completely off. Now that bottom 15mm bolt, you can go ahead and take all the way out now. Now you can use your screwdriver and push behind the starter, and you can push it straight out. That's like a 3-inch stud. So when you go to take the starter off, you have to pull the starter straight off a few inches before it'll come off. Alright, go ahead and take that starter all the way out now. And now look at the new starter you got compared to your old one. And you'll see the spindle is nice and sharp. If you look at the old one, you'll see that it's all dull and chewed up. You actually can see some metal material around it. So go ahead and put the new starter in. It'll slide right in there. Now we got to put it on the stud first when you're putting it in. So line it up and you'll put it on just like that. Then go ahead and put the bottom 15mm starter bolt in. Go ahead and tighten it down. You can snug it all the way up. Then we're going to take the nut and put it in a socket. And we're going to put it on just like that. Hand tighten it. And then tighten it all the way down. Once you have that done, you grab the power cable and slide it on the starter stud. Put the 13mm nut on. Go ahead and tighten that down as well. Now we're going to grab the ground wire. Slide that on. Now go ahead and grab that 8mm nut. Slide it on. Go ahead and hand tighten it. And grab the 8mm socket and wrench. Go ahead and snug that down. Now don't over tighten it because it can break pretty easy. Alright, we got that done. Everything's looking pretty good here. Go ahead and put the sensor back together. Now this plastic tubing, snap it back down on the frame there. Now back up top, we're putting the brake booster hose back on. Sliding it on just like this with your pliers. Putting the battery cable back on, starting with the positive cable. Go ahead and tighten that down with your 8mm or your 5/16. Jumping over to your negative side. Doing the same thing there. Now we're going to jump down to the tire. Throw that tire on. Let's go ahead and put these lug nuts on. Tighten them down like they're supposed to be. Go ahead and lower the car with that new jack. Make sure all the lug nuts are nice and tight. Then put the lug nut cover on. Alright guys, we just finished the 2006 GMC Envoy with the 4.2 liter. Did the starter replacement. So if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're real close to 1,000, so please help us out there. And like always, Semper Fi till next time.